Call the work session of March 5th, 2024, 6 p.m. to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Orndorff, Commissioner Hewitt,
Here.
Vice Mayor Stewie,
Here.
Commissioner Watson,
Here.
Commissioner Romanek.
Here.
Stand for the salute to the flag, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, any changes to the agenda,
No, Mayor, not to this agenda.
presentations,
We have no presentations.
public comments on agenda items only? Discussions of commissioners. Commissioner Romanek.
Yes, Vice Mayor, thank you. Brock, if you could, can you just explain to us on the ordinance of the first reading of the amending of Millville Code Chapter 11?
Yeah, I think there was a question raised at the last meeting about whether or not the construction code official was the person by ordinance who was in charge of the entire department. And if you read the wording in the existing ordinance, it provides that he is in charge of inspectors. And the question is, what does the term inspectors mean? Because there are a lot of different inspectors in the city. What I would say is normally the construction code official would be in charge of the subcode inspectors, the electrical subcode inspector, the plumbing subcode inspectors. And I think that's probably what that ordinance means.
Yeah.
But the problem is, somebody might read that and say, well, you know, there's also housing inspectors, so he must be in charge of them as well. And I don't think that's the case. And so the ordinance is just to clarify that the term inspectors means the subcode inspectors.
Thank you. Other than that, Vice Mayor, that is all I have.
Commissioner Watson.
I don't have anything for the agenda for tonight. Last meeting that we've had talked about presenting something for the new lift for the fleet. Obviously, we don't have all the information, so we're just going to push that off for the next meeting. That's all I had.
Commissioner Hewitt.
I had a question also on what Commissioner Romanek asked. My question is, now it's a little bit more stronger. Who and how do we find out just who the construction official is going to be in charge of, and who the, I guess it's the department manager, the floor manager, Sean, our new guy? Who would he be in charge of? That's my question.
That's totally up to Mr. Romney.
Ouch.
It's his department.
Correct.
He gets create the.
I'm just
table
looking at the
of
fact that,
I believe as the ordinance is now going to be said, it says all persons by construction code official and city employees under the direction of the Department of Director of Public Affairs Office.
right.
So, yes, I will. So then,
What-
that's what the business manager of the fifth floor will be there is like we have discussed in the previous meeting, was to set forth the processes and oversee that department of housing, zoning, planning.
The entire department. is
Correct.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
So we're replacing a licensed
You're not replacing
contractor
anybody.
that's
Not-
overseeing with,
You're not replacing anybody. In fact, if you look back historically, you would see that, you remember back when Diane
Yeah,
Reinhardt worked here? She
absolutely.
oversaw the whole department. You know, it's not like the construction official has to report directly to the commissioner. He has to report to somebody that's not directly to the commissioner. Sort of like the police chief, right? If you wanted to put somebody in between, if you wanted a deputy, you could put somebody in between you and the police chief. Not
correct.
that you would want to, you could do that.
Correct,
right?
I'm understanding that. It's just scaring me, the man's got a license and everything, and
He has a license in construction, he doesn't have a license in management.
no, that's the thing. You got a manager gonna oversee somebody that's got a license in construction that is overseeing inspections, and such like that. I
He's
don't
going-
understand.
He's
that
overseeing the subcode officials. It's what he's going to be, what he's overseeing.
part. Okay,
We have an inspector and engineer. He certainly doesn't oversee the
Correct.
inspector and engineering. right?
Correct.
So the construction official oversees the subcode officials. It's nothing to do with housing inspections.
okay, okay. Just want to clear some things up, before the
Yeah.
vote.
Well, I mean, am I allowed to add?
You can ask whatever you want.
I think the clarification was kind of like on the same line that we talked prior to this meeting. It was kind of saying, hey, we have a business manager that's overseeing somebody with the correct credentials. And there was just some clarity of what this position was going to be and how the kind of like the word's escaping me, but like, kind of like the ladder goes or
Right.
chain of command.
Where's the
goes.
chain of command?
Correct.
How is each?
And it's kind of hard to explain, and this is what I'm receiving from residents, like main concerns with the positions that we have, with certain people not obtaining or having certain credentials. And it's easy to see that, I mean, residents ask me, I don't have an answer. I could just tell you that, us moving forward, making changes, trying to make the fifth floor better, these are the changes that we're attempting to make. That's kind of what I have. Now, as far as I've been in certain situations where you have people that have credentials, and just because they have the credential doesn't mean they're good at their job. And on the other
Agreed.
hand, I've been in situations where a position should have credentials. So it all depends on the person.
Yeah.
That's where I was going, and I think that's where what you were saying is you just want to make sure that, there's a plan behind it, and we have the right person overseeing the person that's holding the responsibilities. Correct? Yeah.
Sort of like my example with Boeing, right? When you're an aircraft mechanic, you're going to have certifications. When you're the vice president or president of Boeing, you're not going to have certifications to work on that aircraft engine. But you're going to oversee everybody down that chain.
And there's probably,
Kind of like you with the police department, me with the engineering department. I'm not an engineer. You're not a cop, you're not a fireman, although I know you like dragging the motors off the trucks. When you
As long
have
as
to.
I don't get bit by a dog.
Yeah. As long as the dog doesn't
They
bite
had
you.
my back.
So that's,
Okay.
anything else? Okay, so, I have 3 people that want us to change the, when the agenda comes out. So the last email, not the last one I got, but, so let me the email states, I'm not gonna say who sent it or anything, but the email states, so let me understand this so I can make it clear to all our concerned citizens. Sometimes in 2022, it was just possible to get the agenda out on Friday, but because a few citizens complained you were hiding items added on Monday, it was changed by Commissioner Sui to Monday, right? Now everything is hidden until Monday. So let me make this clear. If you guys can convince 3 people up here that this should be changed, any one of them can stick a resolution on. Doesn't have to be me. It's not a one-man show. And second, Brock, if you would explain why it's important and also why the tentative agenda is not operable.
Yeah, I can remember, I've been here for a while, and I can remember when the resolution would be published early, I think maybe on a Thursday or Friday, and then invariably there'd be changes to it because things happen. We're constantly working on things. In the clerk's office, in my office, in the engineering office, you're working on things. It's hard to get them done by a certain date, and so things get added. And so I remember someone standing up and complaining. They said, I read the agenda that came out on Friday, and it didn't say anything that was interesting to me, so I went on a trip. Then I found out later that you added something on Monday or Tuesday, and I didn't get a chance to go and address the commission about it. So, we had complaints like that previously, but in my view, the reason that you probably should have the agenda go out later like we're doing now is that I think that an agenda gets done, and I think before it's made public, it needs to go out to the commissioners, the elected officials, so that they can see it. Because remember, they're not allowed under the Open Public Meetings Act to get together and go over the agenda. They can't do that. So they need to have an opportunity to have that tentative agenda go out to look at it, because they may say, you know what, I don't want that item on the agenda. I want that removed, or I want something changed. So having the Thursday release date, or the release date on Monday, I think accommodates that. I understand that other governing bodies don't publish an agenda until the day of the meeting. I think that's what the County Board of Commissioners does, and I imagine they do it for the same reason. So we're trying to be a little more transparent than that, but there's only so much time in a week.
Other than that, I did instruct the CFO to hire another person for the clerk's office. I told her to add $140,000 to the budget to accommodate all the Oprah requests. So don't worry about being responsible with your Oprah request. Keep them coming. Now we'll have another person here. Unfortunately, everybody's going to pay for it. A lot of times you'll see multiple Oprah requests for the very same information. There'll be thousands of pages accumulated and the person will only want 10 pages. But the law is the law. It's your right to do it. So go ahead. Other than that, I have nothing else at this time. Any new business?
Nope, no new business.
Public comment portion. Anyone would like to address the commission, go to the podium, state your name, and address your condolences, concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
That'd be a rarity.
Seeing no one. We have a resolution for a closed session.
Yep, we have a resolution authorizing a closed session for the following matters. Buckshootum Solar LLC versus City of Millville and City of Millville Planning Board, docket number CML 000-53923, under the attorney-client privilege and pending litigation.
Make a motion?
Second motion.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Yay. You sick?